Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama
Ram Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram
Rama
Krishna,
Ram,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare 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 Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Shri
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Chaitanya,
Rama
Shri
Rama, Hare Hare,
Nityananda, Shri Advaita
Hare Krishna,
Gadadhar,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Rama Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare.
Hare
मैं उठ
Ram
रही हूँ,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
हाँ
Hare
तो
Krishna,
बेटा मैं
Hare
उठ रही हूँ, बेटा मेरा टाइम हो गया काम
Hare
का।
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
हाँ
Hare
तो बेटा मैं उठ रही हूँ, काम
Hare
करना है,
Ram,
मेरा
Ram
काम
Hare
है।
Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare.
Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare.
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare.
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare.
Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram.
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Chaitanya
Ram.
Hare
Prabhu
Ram Hare
Nityananda
Ram
Jai
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Krishna Chaitanya
Gadadhar
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda
Hare
Advaita Radha
Krishna
Shiva
Krishna
Sadi
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram,
Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Jai Shri Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. We are Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiret Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kalpatarupyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Okay, so let's see where we are. 7:15:61. That we read, I think. 61, 62. Bhavadvaitam Kriyadvaitam Dravyadvaitam tathatmanah Vartayan svanubhutyeha Trin swapnan dunute munihi. After considering the oneness of existence, activity and paraphernalia, and after realizing the self to be different from all actions and reactions, the mental speculator Muni, according to his own realization, gives up the three states of wakefulness, dreaming, and sleep. So, after realizing that the self is different from the body, which is going through action and reactions, the body is subject to action and reactions. The soul is not subject to, really. I mean, but because the soul is identifying with the body, he's thinking, now I'm poor, now I'm rich. So Gyanis, they realize especially the difference between the body and the soul. And it says the mental speculator Muni, according to his own realization, gives up the three states of wakefulness, dreaming, and sleep. So he comes to the platform of, which is the other state, Turiya. Like wakefulness is Jagrit, dreaming is Swapna, and sleep is Sushupti. And then the next stage is Turiya. Turiya means spiritual. He comes to the spiritual state of consciousness. So maybe it is saying Brahman consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. The three words Bhava Dvaita, Kriya Dvaita, and Dravya Dvaita. So Bhava Dvaita is translated as oneness in one's conception of life. Kriya Dvaitam, oneness in activities. Dravya Dvaitam, oneness in different paraphernalia, are explained in the following verses. However, one has to give up all the non-duality of philosophical life in the material world and come to the actual life of reality in the spiritual world in order to attain perfection. So material world is characterized by duality. Sometimes people say, I cannot experience happiness unless I experience distress. I cannot experience, yeah, like that. So there is duality, heat and summer, heat and cold, like summer and winter. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, there is all these dualities at the bodily level, at the mental level, at the intellectual level, and one who has, yeah, one who has conquered the mind. So at the intellectual level, what is it? It is honor and dishonor. At the bodily level,
False ego level.
huh?
False ego level.
At intellectual level, honor, dishonor can be at the false ego level. Mental level is
Happiness.
happiness and distress. And then bodily level, all these dualities, sukh and dukh, or heat and cold. So all these dualities of this material world are there. We are thinking this is nice, this is not nice, all this duality. According to our own conception, yeah, we are absorbed in all these dualities. But the soul has nothing to do with this material nature. So when we rise above all these dualities, sukha dukhe same kritva, labha labha jaya jayo, Krishna says, equipoised, sama sukha dukha dhiram, swamritatvaya kalpate. Everywhere he says, harsha marsha bhayodveger, one who is equipoised, is not affected by all this changing situation, which one perceives according to one's consciousness. Then he is in the transcendental position. Yeah, or he can come to the transcendental position. So we are affected by all this. Yeah, because of our material consciousness. So, but to get out of this consciousness is not so easy. Right? I mean, so we need help. We need help to come to the transcendental platform, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. एकाकी अमर नहीं पाया बल हरिनाम संकीर्तने তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধানে। কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো, তোমার শক্তি আছে। আমি তো कंगाल কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি, दई तव पाछे पाछे। On my own, एकाकी अमार नहीं पाया बला. Yeah, I don't have the strength alone to transcend all this, material desires and all the temptations and so many things, right? And all the bad habits. And so I need strength. I need strength. Ekaki amar nahi. So you please be merciful. Tumi kripa kori. This is which song?
O he Vaishnava Thakur.
Yeah, correct. O he Vaishnava Thakur, Dayara Sagara, E Dashe Karuna Kori. So we can.
शुभ हे माया तुम्हारा चरण धूल।
Let's sing the song. So Vaishnav Thakur. So we need Srila Prabhupada, we need the devotees' mercy. O he Vaishnava Thakur, Dayara Sagara, Dashe Karuna Kori. Diya Pada Chaya, Shodhoya Maya. तुम्हारा चरण धोरी क्षय बेगदो क्षय दोष शोधी क्षय गुण देहो दासे क्षय सत्संग देह हमारे বসেছি সঙ্গের आशे एकाकी अमर नहीं पाया बला हरिनाम संकीर्तने তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধানে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে আমি তো कंगाल কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি দাই তব পাছে পাছে ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি So he's saying, yeah, please give me the strength. Please give me, please make me free from the six faults. Please give me the strength to control the six urges. Choi means six. It's not chaya. I think in Bengali it's pronounced a little differently. Cho. Vega means the urges. Vacho vegam, manaso krodha vegam, jiva vegam, mudara pasta vegam. And I have six faults. What are the six faults?
Atyahara Priyasha.
Prayashasya prajalpaniyamagraha janasangasya laulyam chashadbir. And give me the six good qualities. Utsahad, nishya, dhairya, tat karma pravartanat, sangot, sangotyaga, satovrate, sadbir bhakti prasid. And free choya satsanga. Give me the six kinds of association. Dadadi, this is all the first four verses of Nectar of Instruction. ददाति प्रतिगृह्णाति गुह्यमाख्यति पृच्छति भुंक्ते भुजायते चैव षद्भिर प्रीतिलक्षणम षद्विधा प्रीतिलक्षणम. Yeah, so I am sitting in this hope, asha, that you will give me the strength. So yeah, please change my situation. So we need strength, power, and because Balram Jayanti is coming up, Balram is the source of the strength and power. Yeah, Bala. Bala is especially spiritual strength. So Balram appears before Krishna. And so we say Balramji represents the Guru. So if you want Krishna, if you want love for Krishna, you have to approach somebody who loves Krishna, who has given his life to Krishna, who knows Krishna. And by their association, we can get also their qualities. And Prabhupada was one person, and then he came and so many others became devotees of Krishna. They never heard about Krishna before, but because of coming in contact with the Guru, they became. This is how you can say a devotee is empowered, because Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tar Pravartan. So, Guru is required. We all came in because of Prabhupada's, right? Especially I can say for myself, right? Because of Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada's classes. And so Balramji appears before Krishna, and we say he prepares the womb for Krishna's appearance. So Guru prepares our heart, like Balramji is a plow. And what is the other one? Plow and the club.
Club.
Yes. So with the plow, what does he do? He makes the
land fertile.
Fertile, yeah. Before you sow a seed, you have to. If you don't plow the land, if you just throw the seed, it may not sprout. So plowing is required. They have this bullock carts and they plow the field, and then they sow the seeds, and then there are weeds that come up. So Balramji with the club, he smashes the weeds, because otherwise the weeds will take up the nutrition. So he removes all the impurities. Balramji, he prepares the womb for Krishna's arrival. Or Krishna is already there, but we cannot perceive Krishna's presence in our heart until our heart is clean of all lust, anger, greed, pride, and illusion, like that. So after Balramji prepares the fertile ground, then Krishna appears. And Krishna means one who attracts. Yeah, Krish means one who attracts. And now after attracting and taking everything inauspicious, Balramji has taken everything inauspicious. He gives you pleasure. Na represents Ananda, so it gives pleasure. So in that there is a verse, Ramante yogino anante satyanande chidatmani iti rama pade nasho param brahma vidiyate. So Krishna is also called Ram. You can say Ram, one who gives pleasure. Or Krishna, or Balram is also called Ram. Prabhupada says in Hare Krishna mantra, this Ram can refer to Balram also. It can refer to Krishna. It can refer to Nityananda Ram. So whoever you feel. Of course, they're all non-different. And Krishna and Balram were almost always together throughout their life, right? In Vrindavan, they were together. Krishna went to Mathura, Balramji went. Dwarka, he was there. So they say in our life, when we are in the conditioned stage, then Balramji guides us till you become perfect. And then once you are perfect, you are under the shelter of the Vrajavasis. Of course, Balram is also Vrajavasi. But he takes your hand and takes you to perfection. That is a guru. So by coming in contact with the devotees, then we can take guidance and we'll become perfect if we follow. So in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you have weakness of heart. You're important, right? He says, what is it? Shudram? What is that verse? Important, Shudram. Hridaya Daurbalyam. What is that verse?
Lebyam.
Klebyam Masma Gama Partha. I think that's the one. In that he says,
Lebyam Masma Gama Partha. Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. Third verse.
Yeah, third verse. Klebyam Masma Gama Partha Naitat Tvai Upapadyate Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam Tetvotishta Parantapa. Of course, he's trying to stir up Kshatriya blood in Arjuna. He's saying, you're important, Klebyam. You are Shudram, very low class, petty. And you have weakness of heart. You have weakness of heart. So every conditioned soul is kind of having some weakness of heart. Weakness of heart means, not determined enough on the path of bhakti. We are confused about the goal of life. Like in that Bhajan Rahasya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about all the different categories, Hridaya Daurbalyam, and there is weakness of heart, lack of consistency. There is fear of surrendering to Krishna. I will lose everything. Will Krishna protect me? Lack of faith. All these things. Not mind control, easily distracted. Right? We are easily distracted by so many things, temptations and all this. So there are so many weaknesses of heart. And so let's see. Is that there is a what is that slide where we have all the anarthas?
I pasted.
Okay, let's see. Yeah. So these are all the obstacles on the path of surrendering to Krishna, taking up Krishna consciousness seriously. Yeah, yesterday I sent a clip from Bhakti Charu Maharaj. He says, yes, you have to be very serious. You want to remember Krishna, and death can come at any time. So always remember Krishna. But what is, all these are tuchha sakti. Tuchha sakti, this is Hridaya Daurbalyam. And Hridaya Daurbalyam is four types. Tuchha sakti means attachment to objects not related to Krishna. Sense gratification. Sense gratification is very insignificant, but we consider it very significant. त्यक्त्वा तूर्णम् अशेषमण्डलपति श्रेणीं सदा तुच्छवात्. Shrenim Sada Tuchha. That word is coming there also. Tuchha. Tuchha means very insignificant, but anarthas means those things, those desires that are very insignificant and have no value, we consider them very important. That is Tuchha Asakti. Attachment. Asakti means attachment to objects not related to Krishna. And Kutinati. Yeah, it says Kutinati means deceitfulness, hypocrisy, right? We speak something, we do something, we have in our, they say how much advanced you are can be known by two things. What is your consciousness when you are alone? And second is,
what is your consciousness when you're going through distressful situation?
where do you take shelter when you're going through distress? So these are all the problems, Hridaya Daurbalyam, and Matsaryam, enviousness. Enviousness of others. We cannot tolerate success of others like that. So Matsaryam. And why not? That's basically to put ourselves in the center. And Kutinati means to show ourselves something which we are not. Right? We are not, we pose ourselves as very spiritually advanced when we are not really. And then Pratishtha. Pratishtha means desire for name, fame, prestige, recognition, adoration, followers, so many things. So, so we have to, when you meet the bona fide representative of the Lord, then you let go, like so many devotees, they let go of their so many other things and they surrender to Prabhupada. They engaged. And and you become honest about your, instead of being deceitful, you become honest. Because only if you're honest can the doctor give you the right medicine. If you don't tell what your disease is and what you don't reveal your heart, how will the doctor know what problem you have? And enviousness. Enviousness means we cannot tolerate other success. So we should appreciate, like, and envy. By giving up desires for sense gratification, we can give up envy. In the Bhagavatam it says. So, and that means desire for subtle sense gratification. And desire for name, fame. So that is again to put yourself in the center. But when we actually become humble and take the mood of the servant, that's when actually we feel happy. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am not this, that, I am the servant of the servant of the servant. So this is what Guru helps us, actually. Like we know all these things by Bhakti Vinod Thakur's the book. I think this is Bhajan Rahasya. Yeah, Bhajan Rahasya. So we all know all these things because he has made an analysis. He's our Guru, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So, so we have to pray to Balramji. Please remove all these obstacles. And if we come in contact with the pure devotees of the Lord, then if we are honest and if we hear them and apply what they say in our life, then we can make progress. So, yeah, so that's how we can come out of all this. Anyway. So, however, one has to give up all the non-duality of philosophical life in the material world and come to the actual life of reality in the spiritual world in order to attain perfection. Yeah. Dvaite Bhadra Bhadra Gyan Sab Manodharm. Ei Bhalo Ei Man Sab Brahm. Is all in this material world, this is good and this is bad, is all bad actually. If it is not bringing you closer to Krishna, it's all bad. So, okay.
Why was it mentioned about mental speculator?
Yeah, Gyani is mental speculator. So, he ultimately comes, maybe Gyani, I don't know, the mental speculator cannot understand. He can come to the platform of Brahman, but he cannot come. We know that mental speculators cannot. What is that verse? Panthastu koti satavatsara sampragamyo. So, why it is mentioned? The mental speculator, according to gives up the three states of wakefulness, dreaming, and sleep. So, ultimately, you can come to the platform of Brahman. The Gyanis and like that, maybe they can come to the platform of Brahman, which is also kind of Turiya in one sense because you have come to the spiritual stage of consciousness, but not fully. Yeah. So let's read on what Prabhupada says more. There's no much explanation about this so I don't know what it means. When one understands that the result and cause are one and that duality is ultimately unreal, like the idea that when one understands that the result and cause are one and that duality is ultimately unreal, like the idea that the threads of a cloth are different from the cloth itself, one reaches the conception of oneness called Bhava Advaita. Bhava Advaita. So we also talk about oneness. What is that oneness?
Oneness in quality.
Oneness in quality, oneness in desire. Yes, when our desires are aligned. So that is how, otherwise we cannot merge and lose our identity. That is always there. Okay, so here it says like that. There's no purport. Next verse. Yad Brahmani pare sakshat sarvakarma samarpanam mano tanu partha kriyadvaitam taduchyate. My dear Yudhishthir Parth, when all the activities of one performs with his mind, words and body are dedicated directly to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one reaches oneness of activities called Kriya Advaita. Okay, so we are also one like Krishna, like in the sense that we are also like him, Satchidananda Vigraha, in our actual state. So then all our activities in the Satchidananda Vigraha form. Yes, this I was hearing this class that was sent to me by Janish Prabhu about Jayadvaita Maharaj and Mayavadi talking. So he was saying in that class, Chaitanya Maharaj was saying that, okay, you are Mayavadis, after you attain liberation, what do you do? What is the activity in the liberated state? Okay, you go to the liberated state, then what is the activity of the soul? So this is describing that one's body, mind, and words are dedicated to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the real liberated state. Of course, there is liberated state means you're free from all the anarthas, but what is the activity? What are you going to do after being liberated? So then you have pastimes with the Lord, or you participate in the Lord's pastimes. So we are all in Krishna's pastimes. At one point, Prabhupada writes in one letter, formerly we were with Krishna in his sport. There is a letter. Oh, okay. So we go back to our actual situation. Where's- Letter to Madhudvisha. Where is that sport? We cannot say, therefore, that we are not with Krishna. As soon as we try to become Lord, immediately we are covered by Maya. Formerly, we were with Krishna in his Leela or sport. But this covering of Maya may be of very, 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 very long duration. Therefore, many creations are coming and going. Due to this long period of time, it's sometimes said that we are ever conditioned, Nitya Baddha. But his long duration of time becomes very insignificant when one actually comes to Krishna consciousness. Yeah, so sometimes like when we go back, it's like, okay, we were there, but we just woke up in the spiritual world. Just like in a dream, we are thinking very long time. But as soon as we awaken, we look at our watch and see it has been a moment only. Just like with Krishna's friends, they were kept asleep for 1 year by Brahma. But when they woke up and Krishna returned before them, they considered that only a moment had passed. So this dreaming condition is called non-liberated life. So we are like in a dream. And this is just like a dream. Although in this material calculation, it is a long, long period. As soon as we come to Krishna consciousness, then this period is considered a second. For example, Jay and Vijay, they had their Leela with Krishna, but they had to come down for their little mistake. They were given mukti, emerging into the Brahma Sayujya, after being killed 3 times as demons. This Brahma Sayujya mukti is non-permanent. Every living entity wants pleasure, but Brahma Sayujya is minus pleasure. So you say only Sat, there is eternal existence. So when they do not find transcendental bliss, they fall down to make a compromise with material bliss. Okay. So he's discussing about the fall of the jiva in a great detail. All right, so the Krishna consciousness movement is teaching people how to come to the stage of dedicating everything to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi yad ashnasi, yad juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform should be done as an offering to me. If whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we think, and whatever we plan is for the advancement of the Krishna consciousness movement, this is oneness. So how to spread Krishna consciousness? If whatever we do, Prabhupada is saying, whatever we plan is for the advancement of the Krishna consciousness movement, that is oneness. There is no difference between chanting for Krishna consciousness and working for Krishna consciousness. On the transcendent platform, they are one. Yeah, somebody may be cleaning the temple, or somebody may be chanting the holy name, or somebody may be doing this service or that service. If as long as you're doing it for Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness, for the pleasure of Krishna. So on the transcendent platform, they're one. But we must be guided by the spiritual master about this oneness. So we should not manufacture our own oneness. Okay, so all services are on the absolute platform, and it is the consciousness in which we do the service that determines our advancement. But of course, of all the 9 processes, chanting is the most important. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Tar Madhya, Tar
तार मध्य सर्वश्रेष्ठ हरि नाम संकीर्तन निरपराधे नाम लई पाया प्रेम धर्म.
Or there is other verse where it says, all the 9 processes are complete. Navavida Bhakti.
एक कृष्ण नाम करे सर्व पाप शोय नवविध भक्ति पूर्ण नाम होते होय.
Navavida Bhakti Purna Naam Hoite Hoy. So, but ultimately it is to, we say all these activities are meant to bring us to the point of Smaranam. Whether you are chanting, you're doing all these activities, ultimately it is to come. So, by chanting, we will come to the point of Smaranam if we chant nicely with attention like that. So, all the activities, all the services you are doing is ultimately to bring you to the point, because it is the state of the mind, as Bhakti Charan was saying, Ante Narayana Smriti. That is the success of life. So ultimately, it should culminate in remembrance of Krishna. And Krishna also says, what it says, Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam. Depending on your smaran and your consciousness, basically. That's where you're going in your next life. So we should, one way to measure our spiritual progress is how much we remember Krishna throughout the day. How much we remember Krishna. Because that is what ultimately all these activities are meant to bring us to. Okay. Anything else on this verse? So, Kriya Advaita. Advaita means non-difference in activities. So, yeah. Next verse. Atma Jaya Sutadinam. And when can you remember Krishna? Spontaneously. When you have love, then it becomes spontaneous. Otherwise, Vaidhi Bhakti means you have to remember Krishna with effort, because it is not spontaneous. Mind is going here and there. So you bring it back to Krishna. So that is effort is required. For Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, they don't require, and they don't have to like make so much endeavor. But yeah, we should not become overconfident in bhakti also, because Maya can trap you anytime. Even Brahma was bewildered, right? So we are in the material world, in the kingdom of Maya. So one should not become overconfident. And okay, so the next verse. Atmajaya sutadinam anyesham sarvadehinam yat swartha kamayorekyam dravyadvaitam taduchyate. When the ultimate goal and interest of oneself, one's wife, one's children, one's relatives, and all other embodied living beings is one, this is called Dravyadvaita. Dravya means material, right? Dravya. So when everything that we have is used, and then all activities we do is called Kriya Advaita, and this is called Dravya Advaita, and that other one was called Bhava Advaita. Okay, so that is what, or oneness of interest. The actual interest of all living entities, indeed the goal of life, is to return home back to Godhead. How many times Prabhupada has said this? And how many times Krishna is saying this? That the goal of life is to go back to Godhead. This is the actual interest. And most of the people don't know the goal of life.
That's right. Nathe vidhu swartha gati mein Vishnu.
Yeah. They don't know the goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. They are thinking in this material world, we have to create a nice, happy situation, which will never be possible, because it is dukkhalayam. And even if you create a temporary, nice, happy situation, you have to quit anytime. So Anytime the call may come and you have to leave everything. But because we are in illusion, we don't perceive this. We don't perceive this, that, yeah. So at that time of leaving the body, what matters? Nothing will matter. How much money you have in bank account, where your children are, nothing. Because now you are going. So what does it matter? Of course, we may have some mental satisfaction. Oh, now my children are married and they're in very nice situation. Now I can depart peacefully. Some people say like that. Now all my duties are done. I have done all my duties. Now I can depart peacefully. But after you depart, your children are also going to die, right? I mean, they are also going the cycle of birth and death. And what will happen? They may go through so many miseries and accidents and all these things. Are you going to, are you there to see what happens to them? No. So it is a false thing, right? I mean, that, yeah, false sense of satisfaction. Actual satisfaction should be, okay, now I have made all my children devotees of Krishna, and all my family members are devotees of Krishna. So Krishna will take care of them. I'm leaving, but Krishna will take care of them. And because they are surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will protect them, and they will also get out of the cycle of birth and death, and they'll go back home, back to Godhead. This is real satisfaction, right? So the actual interest. So devotee is very satisfied to see others becoming Krishna conscious. Why? Because that living entity is creating good fortune for himself or herself by becoming Krishna conscious. They're getting out of this. So the devotee knows that, okay, now they're going back home, back to Godhead. They are achieving the goal of life. So that's why the Guru feels very happy to see that his disciples are making progress in the path of bhakti. So, like Bhakti Charu Maharaj one time said, I'm not concerned with all these different things that you are doing. How much I'm concerned with your devotion, how much you are remembering Krishna. Of course, you have devotion, then you, not how much money you are bringing or all these things. My only concern is your devotion. Hmm. So that is the true priority of the spiritual master. So, and of course, we help others also. So we help others. Here it is like that. Always remember that you all joined ISKCON. You have come to ISKCON just to develop your devotion. That is the most important consideration. And as your spiritual master, as your guide, as your leader, my responsibility is to see that your devotion is increasing. Your devotion is my main concern. I don't care how much service you are rendering. I don't care how expertly you are rendering your service. I don't care how much money you are bringing, because that is not my concern. My concern is your devotion you make. Of course, this is all the byproducts also. If you are devotion, then we say, yeah, you want to do something like, I love you. We say like that. Wife says to husband, I love you, but she has not done anything. Or mother loves the child, right? But mother does not comfort the child when the child is in distress. Then what is that love? So love is expressed, but so these are outcomes of love. Service is an outcome of love for the Lord. Or we want to develop love for the Lord. So that is why we are doing service ultimately by devotional. Prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivan dasa kori vetan more deho prema dhan. Prem dhan means love. So this is the interest of one's own self, one's wife, one's children, one's disciples, and one's friends, relatives, countrymen, and all humanity. So all humanity, the goal is to go back to God. The Krishna consciousness movement can give directions for management by which everyone can partake in Krishna conscious activities and reach the ultimate goal, which is known as Swartha Gatim. Oh, Prabhupada is Swartha Gatim. So we have lived our life in this material world for so many years. We are conditioned so bad. It's like you lived in the prison whole life, and somebody comes and says, oh, there is life outside prison. Then you say, really? No, I know all this. What I know is this prison, this material world where we are going through repeated birth. This is natural also. People say it's natural to die. It's natural, but nobody likes to die, right? I mean, the hospitals, everybody's getting treated so that they can get cured of the disease. That's why everybody's going to hospital. If it is natural, then you would welcome it. Okay, come. And all hospitals would be empty because nobody wants to get cured. But the desire to live is there. But yeah, and happily. That's why we want to get rid of the disease from our body. So, but we have lived our life in the prison of this material world. So many millions of lifetimes we have been. So we think this is natural life, and this is what it is. So until we come to Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna says, no, there is another world. Parastasmatu bhava nyo vyakta vyaktat sanatana. Yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu no vinashyati. There is another world besides this manifest, and there is my abode. So that is our home. We are here homeless.
Prabhuji, so I have a question. Like sometimes I have heard this multiple times. I mean, sometimes people do want to come to Krishna consciousness, but sometimes, I mean, I have repeatedly heard this thing that when when you come into Krishna consciousness, and if you get a special mercy of Lord Krishna, sometimes the Lord Krishna will make you bereft of your wealth and your family, or give you major illness, or do something very shaking in your life that. Um, Probably like to just give them complete surrender to him, but like people hear this kind of story, they are worried that, oh no, if we go to Krishna bhakti, we will, what
Yeah.
if we lose our wealth, or we lose all those things that we
Yeah, so
have.
it happens in a very special cases, like Krishna will take for very advanced devotees because they have some lingering attachment still, dependence. So for others, it happens slowly. So Krishna may not abruptly take away everything because it's like, that person may not be able to handle it. So, if for others, he may take away slowly, or we don't know what is Krishna's plan. Krishna has a plan, they say, for every living entity. But his plan is to bring every living entity back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna can take away, but the other way we understand is he takes away our material desires. He takes away lust, anger, greed, and all the material desires from the heart. You may have everything, money, everything, but if you don't have material desires, you will not use that money for sense gratification, but you'll use it for Krishna's service. Right? So Krishna is Hari. Hari means who takes away. And he takes away all inauspicious things, and all our anarthas in our heart are also taken away. But so that's what we say when we chant Hare Krishna. It cleanses the heart. Cheto darpana marjanam. So yeah, sometimes Krishna may do like that also. He may take away so that you come to completely depend on Krishna. Other times you may have everything, but you are not attached to all these things. You use it in Krishna's service. Because you don't have material desires, then whatever money or everything comes, you don't use it in the service of the Lord. Like Amrish Prabhu, right, for example, who has given millions of dollars for the TOVP project. Now, he could do so many things with those millions of dollars. He could have used it for so much enjoyment, traveling places, and enjoying, and so many things. But he decided to give. Of course, I don't know how much he has more, but the thing is, yeah. So he used that to build this temple in Mayapur to fulfill the desire of the previous acharyas. Yeah. Go ahead.
Krishna wants to purify us. And if we are already on the path of purification, like if we already surrendered, then Krishna doesn't have to intervene to do something special to make us surrender. Like if we are already humble, then Krishna doesn't have to arrange for a situation that will make us humbled. Like for Indra, he created a situation to humble him. So like that, I mean, we're already endeavoring on this path and trying to purify ourselves, and we don't need to worry about this.
Hmm.
was
it's like
So regarding this, like Srila Prabhupada, did he not become devotee like before his business stopped working, and then like he faced some challenges, and family members turned against like doing something.
yeah, he came to the point of taking sannyas so that he could travel and
Earlier, he had a different thought. He wanted to become a rich businessman and
spread Krishna
and
consciousness.
spread Krishna consciousness. So Krishna had another plan that he made his business stop.
Yeah. But Prabhupada was when that all that happened, he said, "Oh, this is Krishna's special mercy on me." He became more attached to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, you are so kind upon this fallen soul. In Jaladuta also he writes, "You are so kind upon this fallen soul." So he quoted this verse, "Yasyaham anugrinami."
Arishe tadhanam shine tato dhanam tajintesya swajana dukha dukkita.
He said, "Yeah, Krishna is saying, if I show my special mercy on somebody, I take away." And Prabhupada quoted this verse. He says, "Yes, I have received Krishna's special mercy." But other people may not feel like that, right? When things are taken away, material desires are not fulfilled, they may not think that it is Krishna's mercy. They may think why Krishna is doing so. Maybe Krishna will not do such a thing because they're very attached. But Prabhupada was also very so he said, yeah, my spiritual master was also coming in my dream. He was telling me to take sannyas, and everything collapsed so that he became fed up with material life. And that is why we are all like here. We all know each other because Prabhupada spread this Krishna consciousness movement. So, and then he gave everything also like that. So, Krishna has his way. And yeah, if a devotee is fearless, he doesn't care but about all these material attachments. So that is one of the Hridaya Daurbalyam, one of the things is fear. Because we are attached to all these things, so we are afraid we'll lose it. And that is why Krishna doesn't lose the immediate. But slowly, I mean, you can say, like Guru Bhakti Mataji was here, right? Somebody asked Tamal Krishna Maharaj, so are you free from all material desires? And he says, no, I'm not free, but they are diminishing and then they are under control, right? He said like Tamal Krishna Maharaj. They are diminishing and they are under control. So spiritual advancement means material desires are diminishing and everybody can attest to it, right? From the time we came to Krishna consciousness, so many of our things have changed, which we would ordinarily do without Krishna consciousness. We are not doing those things now. So something is there. Or even if we do it, we feel guilty about it. Previously, we were doing it, we didn't even feel guilty about it. So now we feel guilty. So that means something has changed. Okay.
And if somebody understands that nothing belongs to me anyways, it was all Krishna's and Krishna has taken away. So Krishna is not depriving us of anything if we don't possess anything. He only gave us and he took it away. And then the consciousness of a devotee while this situation is happening is it's all because of my karma. Tatyanukampam susamikshamana. But Krishna is still merciful and he continues to serve Krishna even in difficult situation. After all, suffering does not come to us unless we have done something wrong in the past.
Yeah, the more you are like what you can say absorbed in this philosophy of Krishna consciousness and you have realization, the more you can handle distresses in your life in a very Krishna conscious way. So yeah, that's why Prabhupada also said, what is that? Bhajan karo, bhajan.
Marte jaan lo hoye.
So at the time of distress, everything will be like, tested. So yeah, so the more, so it is like mock exams. These are like mock exams, all this. And from one point of view, we came with nothing and we are going with nothing. If we go with our karma, yeah, to our next life. So
yeah. I mean, this is a special mercy verse. There is another special mercy verse which we quote, right? If somebody is born in an aristocratic family, he He performs wonderful activities. He's youthful, has personal beauty, good education, good wealth. And nonetheless, he's not proud of his opulences. It is understood that he has been especially favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So, this is also, we see devotees who have everything, who are rich, have nice qualities and everything, but at the same time, they're humble. So, that is also special mercy.
Yes. So
I was listening to Prabhupada's Leelamrita by Amog Leela Prabhu, and he was explaining the same thing where that people in general are fearful to join Krishna consciousness because they think they'll be ridden of all their wealth and everything that they possess. And quoting Prabhupada's example, and he was mockingly saying that, don't worry, we are not all lucky as Prabhupada. Krishna only chooses a very select few people who are really advanced and who are really lucky that he takes away everything. We are not there yet, so he's not coming to us with this mercy. It's not everybody gets rid of their wealth. It's very chosen few who are really advanced devotees that Krishna gives that mercy.
yes. So in terms of, like, how can also say Kunti Devi, how fearless she is. Oh my God, she's saying, let all the calamities we went through happen again and again. So, I mean, it requires a lot of courage, to say, Krishna, take away everything from me. I just want to, yeah. So,
But also we say that, 4 types of people who come to Krishna: Chaturvida Bhajante Mam Jana Sukrit. Some drastic distress happens in somebody's life, then he starts to question, why did this happen? I mean, why these things are happening to me? I don't understand. And then he takes to the path of, if he has Sukriti, then he comes to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes
like
like
we all
Avanti
came because
Brahman.
of distress in our life, right?
Yeah, yeah. And we have the example of Avanti Brahman, such a miser, non-devotee. He was rich, but from rich to became beggar because of the fire in his go down, and everybody left him. And then, because of his drastic fall down, he was contemplating. He reached to the conclusion that my mind is the cause of my suffering. He became a devotee like that, right? So there are such cases also. And for all of us, yeah, certainly myself, something drastic happened in my life, and that turned me towards Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, I would not have been here.
Yeah, so while it's happening, we don't understand why this is happening, we are suffering. But then later on, you can say, oh, that's very good that happened. Otherwise, I would not have come to Krishna consciousness. So while it's happening, we are suffering very much. But then later on, it says, okay, that's like, so.
Yeah, I can relate that as well. Yesterday, while I was chanting in the evening, I was just meditating in terms of what got me till here, and the situations that took place, that unfolded. Those were not conceivable me back then, but now I just think that whatever happened, it was just for the best. I think nothing best could have happened. Uh, Even though I was in so much misery and didn't know what
Yeah.
to do or what route to take.
And for us, maybe it is distress, but it's like for a small child, even you have to pediatrics, right? There is pediatricians. They have to give small dosage of medicine to a small child. You cannot have adult dosage to a small child. But for the small child, it's a big dose, right? Because he can handle that much. For Prabhupada, what happened to Prabhupada, if it happens to us, we would not be able to handle. So at our level, whatever distress comes, Krishna knows. So maybe as a doctor, he knows. He gives us distress that we can handle. But sometimes we see that it becomes like suddenly we get a disease and it's like life turns upside down, like it's, and why did this happen to me?
Yeah.
So,
And they say that more we advance on the path of bhakti, our test becomes difficult.
yeah.
Because then it's like Krishna wants to remove the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit.
Correct. Now
Last
you're
vestige.
almost there. So why Krishna thinks, why, you are so, like Sanatan Goswami, he was having that blanket. 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 He was having that blan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at the blanket. Why you have given up everything? Why you are keeping this blanket, new blanket? Give up the blanket.
And we've also heard that pastime of an old lady with a cow, right? And she was serving Krishna and Arjuna had come, and Krishna gave the blessing that her cow may die. Because her last moments, she should not think of this last bit of attachment. She has nothing else, but she is attached to her cow. Krishna sees that. And he wants to remove that cow so that she becomes completely helpless and thinks of Krishna at the time of her death. And that's what happened to Narad Muni. Narad Muni had a mother. That's the only thing that he had. And Krishna took away his mother. And Narad Muni says, now he was done. Now he was completely dependent on Krishna.
Yeah, so if we already become helpless, then Krishna will not have to create a helpless situation. So we depend on Krishna. Of course, we are depending on so many things. Humility means we may have, but nothing can save me.
Everything is illusory. We think we have a husband or children to save us. We have a wealth in our bank account, but we will come to realize that they all will be helpless. Nothing will be able to help us. Only
Yeah.
Krishna, like Draupadi's example, right? 5 husbands, very powerful. Bhishma, Pitama, so many, but they couldn't help her.
Yes. Everybody has to die. No matter you're a beggar or you're a multimillionaire, everybody has to go. So,
Thank you for
okay.
sharing your reflections. It was really, really nice to get those reminders, because I was just asking in general, but having all these analogies verses, it just reminds us that we are temporary, and the ultimate goal of life. But I also like something that you said, Prabhuji. The last thing that you mentioned. I have to write it down now when you all share so that I can remember. Otherwise, sometimes I hear and then forget.
Okay, we'll finish this purport. Thank you. This is the interest of one's, okay. The Krishna consciousness movement can give directions for management by which everyone can partake in Krishna conscious activities and reach the ultimate goal, which is known as Swartha Gatim. The objective of everyone's interest is Vishnu, but because people do not know this, Nate Vidu Swartha Gatim Vishnu, they are making various plans by which to fulfill so many concocted interests in life. That's why Krishna is saying, Sarva, what is that? Sarva Partha Manogatan. How does it start?
Prajahati yada kamam.
Sarva Partha Manogatan.
Atmyevatmana tushta.
Atmanevatmatushta. Sita Pragyastadochyate.
Taduchyate.
The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to bring everyone to highest interest. So because we have all these desires, okay, I will enjoy like this, I will enjoy like this. So Krishna has created so many bodies in which we go. The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to bring everyone to the highest interest. The process may be differently named, but if the aim is one, people should follow it to achieve the ultimate goal in life. Ultimately, unfortunately, people are thinking of different interests, and blind leaders are misleading them. See, ultimately, we all want happiness. It's all about happiness. And whatever we are doing for happiness. So, but in this world, happiness is mixed with a lot of distress. It's not pure happiness, and does not satisfy the soul. But spiritual happiness, like that we say, that is real happiness because it is not dependent on material conditions. That's why we want to come to that platform where we can be happy in all situations of life, irrespective of whether we are rich, because a rich person can become poor, poor can become rich, or beautiful person can become like not so beautiful with age and all so many things. And if our happiness depends on all these external things, then it will not. So that's why there's don't depend on people for happiness. Gaur Gopal Prabhu I sent it to some. Let's see. We'll hear that afterwards. Everyone is trying to reach the goal of complete happiness materially because people do not know what complete happiness is. Okay. they are materially diverted towards different interests. So we think that there is something else that is our real interest, but real interest is Vishnu. That's what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Okay, so we will stop there. 1 minute, let me see if it's saved. Otherwise it takes much time finding. Yeah. Okay, so stop sharing whatever you want to share. Any comments also on the last verse if you want to say or otherwise? Yeah. Okay.
So we are discussing Raghav Pandit's cave. That's where Ras Leela happened.
Mhm.
So gopis, having heard Krishna's flute, gathered at Vamshivat, just on the banks of Yamuna river. Then it is described how Radhika left the ras dance and Krishna followed her. Krishna took Radharani away to show to the world who was his main beloved, who has the highest love for him. Later on in that pastime, Krishna abandons her. Why did Krishna do so? Because he didn't want the other gopis to become envious. And moreover, he understood that they would see the greatness of her anguish in separation and sympathize and surrender to her. So when Krishna is showing special favors to somebody, they should not become envious, but we should think, oh, how great their devotion is. They must have worshipped Krishna very nicely. That's why Krishna is reciprocating with them instead of becoming envious. And if we appreciate others, then we also get the same blessings. That this verse was quoted by Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, right? Even if we appreciate the good qualities of others, we'll also get those qualities. I don't have that verse, but it was shared in the retreat. Okay, can't find. The Ras Leela that took place here at the tip of Govardhan Hill takes place in the spring, Vasant Ras, and has a bit different storyline. Just like at Sharadya Ras, Krishna is dancing the Ras dance with each individual gopi, but during this dance, Radhika leaves alone without Krishna. She appears to be disturbed and she just storms off alone, and the whole Ras dance comes to an abrupt halt. Radha left the Ras dance because Krishna was giving equal treatment to all the gopis, regardless of their level of love. This disturbed Radharani, who has the most intense feelings of Mahabhav with her love. She gives Krishna the highest happiness. So this made Radharani upset because her whole existence is devoted simply to the cause of giving Krishna the highest happiness. So Radharani comes into Man, and that is to give pleasure to Krishna. And all of this is arranged under Yog Maya. There is no concept of envy in the spiritual world. All are pure devotees there. Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam Maitre Karuna Evacha. That quality of non-enviousness is needed for somebody to enter into the spiritual world. So this is all pastime for Krishna's enjoyment. Krishna enjoys this different types of rasas when Radharani becomes upset and he has to please her with so many things. So she stormed off from the ras dance surrounded by her sakhis to a Mani Kandali Kunda. Krishna followed her. He found them on the banks of the Kunda. When Krishna got there, all the gopis, led by Radharani, as well as Lalita and Vishaka, covered their faces with veils and they wouldn't speak to Krishna. So Krishna followed. Where Radharani left, the whole Ras Leela came to abrupt halt. So Radharani and Sakhis went to this kund and Krishna went after her. And when Krishna got there, nobody was speaking to him. Everybody had covered their faces with their veils. Finally, Radhika told Lalita, just tell Krishna to go away. Krishna
So
was
she
very,
left with the gopis also, right? Lalita.
yeah, yeah, it says right, yeah. She left with her gopis, yes. So Radhika is telling Lalita, just tell Krishna to go away. Krishna was very sad, and with tears welling up in his eyes, he went to some other part of the forest. Radharani whispered to some of her maidservants, "Go see what Krishna is doing." This gopi followed Krishna and saw that Krishna was sad. He cried himself to sleep. When Radharani and her sakhas heard that Krishna was sleeping, an idea came to their mind. That means that their enemy, Krishna's flute, is not being protected. So Krishna is sleeping. This is a good time that we can steal his flute. The gopis see Krishna's flute as their enemy. When they hear how Krishna is playing his transcendental Vamshi, the divine flute, they completely lose their minds and their hearts, and they fall in love with Krishna and have to do whatever he says. Krishna always carries a flute in Vrindavan. So he controls the gopis by his flute. The flute sound enters their ears and they become completely mad. It's like a bird has created a nest. They cannot hear anything else or do anything. Their family members are telling them something, but they become totally crazy as if possessed by a ghost, and they run to the place where Krishna is and they drop off everything that they're doing. But nobody else is able to hear that flute. And in that flute sound, they're hearing their name being called. That is special because Krishna is individually calling each of the gopis with their names as he's playing his flute. In other places, as in Dwarka, he has a four-armed form. So he has various weapons which he subdues the enemies with. So in Vrindavan, Krishna did not use any weapons to kill demons. But in Dwarka, he has various weapons. But in Vrindavan, Krishna subdues his devotees' hearts whenever he plays his flute. The gopis also dislike the flute because they see the flute as their rival, as their competitor. The flute is always enjoying the nectar of Krishna's lips. The gopis consider Krishna's lips to be their rightful property, although they can only enjoy that nectar of Krishna's lips from time to time. Why? Because there are so many obstacles to their meeting Krishna. But Krishna is always pressing his nectarian lips to the flute and playing it, so the gopis are jealous and want to steal it. So the gopis are jealous of the flute. It's taking all Krishna's nectar, and it's always with Krishna wherever he goes. But the gopis cannot always be with Krishna. There's so many obstacles. That's why they ask the and the flute says to the gopis, like, "Oh dear gopis, you don't know what I have done. Why am I so dear to Krishna? I have gone through detachment, the process of detachment, to be away from my parents, the bamboo trees, and the Yamuna River. I have to tolerate when the holes were being made in me by hot fire. I was tolerating these holes because I was thinking Krishna will play with me and he'll be feeling pleasure with me. And I'm very simple inside, outside, I'm same. So, gopis, you don't know. This is why Krishna always keeps me along with him because I have these good qualities. In Govind Leelamrit, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami describes that the gopis consider it inappropriate that the flute enjoys the nectar of Krishna's lips because the flute is a male and Krishna is also a male. Yeah, we have heard this from in the Venu Geet. Amrinda Prabhu was saying it doesn't make sense. Flute is a male and Krishna is also a male. Flute is considered a male because it is cut from bamboo tree. In Sanskrit grammar, trees are referred to as male, and vines that go around the tree are considered female. The gopis are sure that Krishna's lips are their property, and there is some flute, this male, enjoying the nectar of their beloved's lips. So Radharani and her Sakhis sneak into the place where Krishna is asleep to steal his Vamshi. Enjoying all this transcendental Leela, Krishna is appearing to be asleep. Krishna is not sleeping. And his hand is on his flute. Seeing this, the gopis decide we are going to have to send somebody who is very courageous, very cunning, and intelligent. That gopi has to be very quiet to come to sleeping Krishna and expertly get out the flute. As they said that, all their eyes fell on Srimati Radharani. Who else besides her is the most expert in everything? So Srimati Radhika tucked her dress between her legs and she took off her anklets and her bangles so they wouldn't make any noise as she was crawling up to sleeping Krishna. Inch by inch, she was making her way to Krishna. Krishna, of course, is fully awake, but he's relishing all of this. She's coming very close, bends over, and very carefully she tries to take the flute out of Krishna's hand. Just as she gets the flute, Krishna opens his eyes. Radharani becomes afraid. She jumps up and she runs out of the kunja surrounded by her girlfriend. She's trying to run away, and Krishna is in hot pursuit behind all of them. Thieves, thieves, someone has stolen my flute. Radharani and the gopis go back to their kunja, and Krishna arrives there right after. You are thieves, you have stolen my flute. He starts looking around at the gopis and trying to find his flute. Then he sees Lalita has it. But she says, this is not your flute. This flute belongs to one of my sakhis. So actually, Krishna and the cowherd boys all are playing flutes. The cowherd boys also have flutes. We were reading yesterday when the boys go out for picnic, they have their flute, their bugles, and their stick for cow herding. So all of them have flutes. All of them, and many of them wear peacock feathers also. Krishna says, no, it is mine. Give it to me. I will show you how nicely I can play it. Lalita says, if you want your flute back, you have to pay a price for it. Krishna takes off a very beautiful necklace and offers it in exchange, but the gopis won't accept it. Then he takes off a valuable ring and he offers that to Lalita, who looks at Radharani to gauge her reaction. Radharani just shakes her head. Finally, Krishna takes off all his jewelry. He even takes off his golden crown, mukut, and places it at Srimati Radharani's feet. Radharani wasn't moving an inch. She wasn't giving in. Finally, Krishna takes his own head and he places it at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani and says, Smaragarala Khandanam Mama Shirasi Mandanam Dehi Pada Pallava Mudaram Jwalati Mai Darano Madana Kandananalo Haratu Tad Upahita Vikaram. So this is coming from Geet Govind by Jayadev Goswami. Please allow me to place your soft lotus petal-like feet upon my head. So you can, I bow down, and he first gives so many things: his crown, his ring, his necklace, but finally he takes his own head and bows at the feet of Srimati Radharani that you accept me, I'm your servant. You take anything, give me back my flute. So this Jayadev Goswami had this vision of Krishna falling at the feet of Radharani. But he thought, oh, right, how could that happen? So then what happened? That
So I think
he crossed it out.
no, he went to take a bath.
Bath, yeah. And then Krishna dressed as
And then
he finished the words. I think he was thinking in his head, but he said, no, that's offensive. How can Krishna bow down? And he didn't write it. And he went to take a bath. And in the meantime, Krishna, dressed as Jayadev Goswami, came and he wrote it down for him. And he ate the prasad of his wife also. Yeah, same thing as Arjunacharya. We saw this drama at Mayapur. This was that Rukmani Krishna Prabhu was had become Jayadev Goswami. All the Sakhis become very happy seeing Krishna fully surrender to Radhika. They start clapping.
I have that number, but if you call that.
Can you mute Kumar Mataji? Okay. All the Sakhis become very happy seeing Krishna fully surrender to Radhika. They start clapping and calling out, Jai Jai. This pastime is revealed in Geet Govind. It is an eternal Leela which we know of through our Acharyas who have the transcendental vision. So Krishna is ready to surrender himself in front of his devotees, Vritta Vashyata. He is controlled by his devotees. He himself becomes a servant of his devotees. He has no such pride. Oh, I am the Supreme Lord. The Vedic literature does not describe the intimate loving dealings in Sri Vrindavan Dham. The glories of Golok and the intimate loving relationships of Radha and Krishna were revealed to us by the incarnation of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just before his appearance, Madhavendra Puri was speaking some of this, but it was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who revealed the glories of Vraj Bhakti. So this what do we say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Unnat Vijalo Rasam Subhakti Anarpita Charim Charan Karunavatirana Kalo. So Unnat Vijala. So this he appeared as incarnation to give us the mellow of conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. So he revealed all these intimate pastimes. Lord Chaitanya, when he was in Jagannath Puri enjoying the ecstatic mood of Srimati Radharani's love in separation from Krishna, asked his disciple like Swarup Damodar to read verses from Geet Govind of Jayadev Goswami. Because of the mercy of such exalted devotees as Jayadev Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and more recent Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we may learn something about Vraj Prem. With great gratitude, we considered their vision and their realizations to be as good or even better than the Vedas, because our acharyas are at the exalted stage of Krishna consciousness. They have seen those pastimes, so they are revealing it to us. They are all coming from the spiritual world, Nitya Siddhas, Manjaris. When Jayadev Goswami was writing Geet Govind, he was witnessing all the pastimes himself. When he was describing the stealing of the flute Leela and he saw that Krishna bends down to Radharani's feet, he didn't write it thinking that it was unbelievable and it might have been his fantasy. He was thinking, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is he becoming so submissive to his devotees? Having thought so, he stopped writing and left to bathe in the Ganges. When we returned home, he looked at the book and he saw the pastime had been completed in golden letters with Krishna's words, Dehi Pad Pallava Mudaram, which means, please be merciful to me and decorate my head with your lotus feet. He asked his wife, who wrote this verse? Who wrote these golden letters? His wife was amazed. You did it. You went to take your bath and shortly afterwards you came back and you finished the verse and then asked me to serve you prasadam. Don't you remember anything? Having heard this, at that moment Jayadev Goswami understood everything and fell down at the feet of his wife. She cried anxiously, Prabhu, Prabhu, why are you offering me obeisances? I am offering you obeisances, he said, because you had the direct darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And moreover, the Lord Himself has eaten prasadam cooked by you. That was not me who came and finished the manuscript. The Supreme Lord did it Himself. Therefore, please accept my most humble obeisances. This is a very beautiful pastime showing us how the Lord, although He is a supreme controller, Ishwar, at the same time becomes submissive to the love of His devotees. And the wife of Jayadev Goswami was Padmavati. And Krishna is pleased with Das, we say. She was serving a pure devotee. So Krishna first gave mercy to her, as she was able to see the Lord and she was able to feed the Lord. So if we serve a pure devotee, then Krishna is pleased more so than serving Krishna directly. Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram divi tadyanam samarchanam. The great highest worship is the worship of Vishnu, but better than worship of Vishnu is the worship of his devotees. So Padmavati was a dedicated wife to his husband and she got the mercy. And that's why Jayadev Goswami is also offering obeisances to Padmavati. Yeah, so this is how Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees. And yeah, he's become the servant of his devotees. Radharani is a topmost devotee, and Krishna is ready to put his head at her feet. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you appreciate others who are doing bhakti, that also is an lift. Prabhupada was saying in one lecture, that's also lift in our bhakti. So Dukhi also, right? Dukhi was not serving directly, but she was serving those who were serving. She didn't have envy and she appreciated. So she was assisting and she got the mercy. So yeah, so this is what I think you're mentioning about this. Yeah. If we appreciate others, we may not be able to do like Prabhupada did, right? Of course, nobody can do like that. But if we appreciate, by appreciating others who have sacrificed their lives genuinely, who have given their body, mind, words, wealth, everything in Krishna's service, then we may not have done that ourselves. But if you can appreciate that, that's good.
Yeah, so this exactly is mentioned in the verse 11 to 12. That was, I think, was quoted. I can paste it. Read the verse. I can share also quickly. This verse says that pure devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord is spiritually so potent that simply by hearing about such transcendental service, by chanting its glories in response, by meditating on it, by respectfully and faithfully accepting it, or by praising the devotional service of others, even persons who hate the demigods and all the living entities can immediately be purified. Yeah, I think that's where our desires come when we see others doing such nice service. Then we say, oh, wish I was like him or her, wish I could do service to Krishna like her. That is a seed of, then that where it starts. But I mean, it's a fine line between envy and appreciation, right? Envy means negative appreciation.
Yeah. Like you have your child, and if your child does something very nice, and somebody comes and appreciates your child, then you are pleased, right? Because, oh, my child, so Krishna loves his devotees. And if we appreciate devotees, then Krishna becomes very pleased. Yeah. So, no, he's appreciating my devotees. So, yeah, they say don't try to be great, but serve those who are great. Something like that. And by serving those who are great, of course, we become great in the sense that, yeah, by their mercy. So those who also, they also become empowered to serve those who are. And yeah, it was mentioned, Madhavendra Puri was talking something about Radharani and all, but it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who revealed. There is a song. Which song? No, song is. But without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we would not have known.
Yadi Gaura na hoito, tobe ki hoito.
That's the one. Here we go. There is a different tune that he sings. So Damodara. Here we go.
Yadi gauri na hoito, tobe
Tabe ki hoito
ki
ke mone nahi samjhe
hoito.
Radha
Mahima
Prem rasa sima jagat janu ki. So this is all Bengali, so all the pronunciations may be all incorrect. So yeah, like Jai Pataka Maharaj's song, Yadi Prabhupada na hoito. So I think it is by Basu Ghosh, this song, that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not come, then how would we have known the extent of Radharani's love? Okay, so that's why in other paramparas, this conjugal love is not, I mean, so much. Maybe in Nimbarka Acharyas. Nimbark Sampradaya, they have Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe. But others are other Sampradayas. They don't know much about Radha Krishna.
They are Lakshmi Narayan, right? The Sri Sampradaya.
Yeah.
More of a high.
They are accepting, but yeah, the sweetness of Krishna with sweetness of Krishna's pastimes with his Vrajvasis. That is something that gives special, attraction. So, anyway, so that's what I was thinking. And how you're mentioning the flute. Yeah, flute went through so much austerity. It has holes drilled in it. So, they say gold becomes purified when we, what do you do? What do you heat the gold, right? They say. So austerity means rising early in the morning, chanting Hare Krishna, following four regulative principles, and avoiding the four don'ts, austerity to spread Krishna consciousness. This is real austerity in Krishna service. Austerity when controlling the mind when we are chanting Hare Krishna. Austerity even if you are inclined in another way, not to blaspheme the devotees. So that's an austerity. These austerities, austerity of only taking prasadam. So yeah, these are like real austerities, which will devotional austerities, which can observing Ekadashi.
Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udarapastha vegam.
So all these austerities, and yeah, that's why this flute got the Krita Punya Punja also. The coward boys were playing with Krishna. They were amassed heaps of transcendental pious credits, and they've come to the point of playing with Krishna. They've become purified. So, and the flute is also hollow. There is no, it's like an open book. Life of the flute is nothing inside, outside. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Nimai, he came to Kolavich Sridhar and he said, I will reveal one day the treasure you have hidden in your house. And Kolavich Sridhar said, no, no, whatever you see is there, what is inside. I don't have any hidden treasure. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was referring to the
Not to the lota, but also his prem in his heart.
devotion. Yeah, his devotion and the lota actually. The lota here. They said the lota was so bad. It was so old and dented and all these things like that. No, not even the most desperate thief would look at that lota with the eye of stealing it. So, and that lota was his personal possession, Sridhar. So this is also another thing that just as the Lord's possessions are very dear to the devotees, the devotees' possessions are very dear to the Lord. And so he used that lota, which Kolavesh Sridhar used to bathe himself with and wash himself with and drink water, multi-purpose lota. He used that lota to drink water from. So that's, and that we also see in the pastime of where the Lord wants to accept only after the devotee has accepted.
Raghunath Das Goswami?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same, but there is also another Alvar.
Oh, yeah. Yes. What's the name of that girl? Andal.
Andal, yeah. She was putting on the garland herself on before, and one day her father, I think Vishnu Chitta, he saw, what is going on? How can we offer something that we have worn to Krishna? And so he chastised his daughter. Why are you doing like this? She was putting on the garland herself before offering. And then Krishna came in his dream and said, no, 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 I like it this way. First she should wear and then I should take it. So Krishna, just as devotees are anxious to take the remnants of Krishna, Krishna is eager to use the remnants of his devotees. I think there is a verse in the Bhagavatam. He says, yeah, I follow behind my devotees in the dhuli.
Mm-hmm.
I
like to bathe myself from the dust of their lotus feet.
Yeah. Krishna also likes that.
Mm.
So, yeah, and flute also got detached from the bamboo and the river, which are his mother and father. Bamboo tree and the river, which is nourishing the bamboo tree. Like Govardhan, Radharani is praising Govardhan. See, Govardhan is standing there and Krishna is there because Govardhan is detached from his parents, Dronachal, and he has come to Vraj. So he has given up all the things and he has come. So sacrifice for Krishna, right? Give up all other engagements. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up all other so-called dharma and just surrender to me. So the Radharani is saying, oh, this is such a Govardhan is Haridasa Varya. So many devotees like that.
I pasted the verse.
What is the verse? Let's see. With
11.
the dust of my... Okay, go ahead, read it.
With the dust of my devotees' lotus feet, I desire to purify the material worlds which are situated within me. Thus, I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees, who are free from all personal desire, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, peaceful without any feelings of enmity, and of equal disposition everywhere.
Nice verse. So, devotees' lotus feet. Krishna is saying, I desire to purify the world. Okay. With the dust of my devotees' lotus feet. So we say, right, three things.
पादधूलि और भक्त पादधूलि और भक्त पादजल भक्त भुक्त अवशेष तीन महाबल.
Sometimes we say Mahaprasad means we just come directly from the Lord's plate. It's called Mahaprasad. But then we say this is Mahaprasad. Means that Mahaprasad when eaten by the devotee and left. We say this is Mahaprasad. I don't know if that is the term they use, right? Mahaprasad. This is Mahaprasad. So it is greater, twice it is said. So, but of course, those devotees are completely pure of all personal desire, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, like that. So, yeah, this is, and Krishna becomes controlled by such a devotee. So, whatever the devotee says, the Krishna has to fulfill Bhritya Vashyata. He comes under the control of his pure devotees. So, he gives himself. That's why he says, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. He a Swatantra.
Ivadvich sadhukir grasta hridaya bhakter bhakta jana priya.
Yes. I am Paradhin. I am dependent on my devotees. I am not Aswatantra. Although in the first verse of Bhagavatam it says, I am Swarat. I am Abhigna Swarat. But when Durvasa Muni approached Vishnu, then he said, no, I cannot do anything. You know, Amrish Maharaj has to forgive you. I cannot, I am helpless. If he forgives you, then it's okay. Same thing in Jagai Madai. Of course, that Nityananda Prabhu is the Supreme Lord. But so, okay. We can say so many things, but we'll read the book. False Ego by Devki Mataji. So Vaishnava will never take offense. Very big statement.
See a screen.
Yeah. Very big thing. Says Vaishnava will never take offense. But Krishna takes offense. His deep humility will always allow him to always remember his insignificant and low position. I have surely mistreated so many living entities in my past lives. Therefore, according to my karma, I am destined to suffer so much more than this. Prabhupada said, don't be upset at the instrument of your karma. A proud person will think the opposite. How can they treat me like this? Don't they understand who I am? I deserve much better treatment. They don't give me any respect and appreciation for all the service I've done. In this way, he will repeatedly take offense. When we experience of being offended, we may almost feel a physical pain in the region of our heart. It is the pain that the false ego experiences, not receiving the gratification it expects and demands. But it has nothing to do with our identity as spirit souls. It is experience on the level of the false ego. The glorious example from Shastra discussed in the previous chapter clearly illustrates that a Vaishnava will never take offense no matter how neglectfully he is treated. As we gradually become free from the influence of the false ego through our sincere devotional practice, we proportionately develop genuine humility. As a result, we'll very naturally develop the ability to forget and forgive. We will not get offended any longer, and the quality of forgiveness will manifest. Even in situations where we are strongly neglected or heavily insulted, the qualities of tolerance and forgiveness will gradually manifest as a side effect of our endeavor to subdue and dissolve our false ego. So tolerance and forgiveness, all humility, tolerance, forgiveness, all these are tied together. With spiritual intelligence, because humble person can tolerate, because he doesn't think he's very special, so he can tolerate. Or as it is said, I deserve much worse, which we say, tatenu kampam susamikshamano. And he'll forgive also. As Prabhupada said, yes, Krishna is forgiving us multiple times. So that quality, how much Krishna has forgiven us for all the offenses and all the things we have done in so millions of lifetimes. We have ignored him. Still, he has not given up on us. So because a devotee is close to Krishna, he has also that unlimited quality of forgiveness. As Prabhupada says, the mercy of Lord Nityananda has no limits. And we saw that in Prabhupada, he would be like so forgiving. With spiritual intelligence, we can come to the diagnosis and understand that being offended constitutes our own problem, not the problem for those around us who may have ill-treated us. Yeah, because we are burning. They just said something and did something and they're done. But now we are keeping the thing in our heart and we are harboring negativity. So it affects us. Oftentimes, we may get even offended without any objective reason. Yeah. So we may get offended if we are very sensitive for no apparent reason. We get offended. It may simply take place within our own mind. We may imagine all kinds of things. So that is also misunderstanding we call. We may imagine all kinds of things and suspect an inimical attitude in others towards ourselves, which is not even there. It only exists within our mind, and still we get offended. If we are not continuing search to be offended, we'll always find what we are looking for, even when it isn't there. So every small thing will offend us, where other person doesn't mean it like that, but we will find something. Oh, this is. Let us imagine the following example. You are a senior devotee and are scheduled to speak at a public pandal program in Bengal. In Bengal, you're supposed to give a class at a public pandal program. Your speaking time is at the very end of the program. Okay, so maybe they have Abhishek and everything else before, and you are going to speak at the end of the program. And you may get offended, thinking it to be a sign of disrespect. Oh, why did they put my lecture at the end? So you may feel like that. Or they say, okay, somebody was saying that they always ask me to sing Narsinga Arati, but they never ask me to sing the longer Aratis, which is like Gaur Arati or Guru Puja or some big longer Aratis, right? They always ask me to sing the shorter Aratis. So there can be so many reasons why we can be upset. However, according to Vaishnava etiquette, on many public programs, the chief guest speaks at the very end. Okay. He is given the last word, which may leave a strong impression on people's minds. Nevertheless, you may be offended. So the organizers didn't have any plan to make you offended, but you got offended that, oh, my program is at the last.
Or you may be offended if it's at the beginning and not many people have come. So they have put me in the beginning because now very less people are hearing me. So you can come up with so many things.
Yeah, so many. That also, like they were saying this man was walking with his child and the donkey was there. And they were saying, oh, this is like very sad, they're not using the donkey. The man and child, the old man and this child are walking. So then they put the child on it. And they were criticizing, oh, this child, oh, he's sitting and the old man is walking. This is not right. Then the old man was sitting and the child was walking. Then they were criticizing, oh, the old man is sitting and his child is walking. So like that, you find some or other reason.
Both of them sat and they said, look, they're so, the poor donkey, he has to bear the weight of both of them.
Yeah, both of them are sitting. So some way or other, you find some reason, to find some fault. So, or imagine a sannyasi is giving a lecture at a festival and you are requested to translate his talk from English into the local language. So English into Bengali, like many Mayapur lectures, right? They translate. It's very difficult to keep concentration on such lectures, right? Because it's like the flow is broken and it's very difficult for me. So translate his talk from English into the local language. I mean, it tests your patience. You'll be really patient to hear such a lecture. So you may get offended, considering it too menial a service, being used as a translator. What? You're using me as a translator. However, to translate is a highly important service that requires good qualifications. It should be an honor for you to serve in this way. Nevertheless, you may be offended. Or somebody says, okay, take the trash out, the trash bag. It is full of trash. He says, oh, I am the temple president. I am such a senior devotee, and you are telling me to take the trash out. So that way also you can be offended. So many ways. Once we accept ownership of the problem, understanding that the solution lies in our personal internal work, rather than blaming others for our hurt feelings, we have a chance to overcome the negativity within. The feeling of being offended is a warning indicator that shows us when to look within ourselves for unresolved issues. To be offended is a choice we make. Yeah, like you don't give if somebody is offending you, but whether you'll be offended or not is your choice. Yeah. So, like they say, don't give the remote control of your happiness to other people. So, whether we will be affected by what somebody says or not is up to us. But of course, there is a negative side of it. People are saying you are not behaving properly, this, that. And I can be also like completely oblivious because I have big false ego. And I think, no, whatever I'm doing is right. So who can tell me anything? So that is also another extreme kind of situation. So, but to be offended is a choice we make. It is not a condition inflicted or imposed upon us by someone or something else. So you can, as we say, in mind, you can decide, whatever situation you go through, it's a mind that makes a mole out of a mountain or mountain out of a mole. There is a difference between maliciously offending somebody on purpose and somebody being offended by the truth. If you are offended by the truth, it is even more so our problem. If the truth offends us, we did not understand something. So somebody may say the truth, and Prabhu, you're looking at your phone when you're chanting your rounds. This is not good. We may feel offended. But we are actually looking at our phone when we are doing so like that. So we are sleeping when we are chanting. Yeah. Somebody says like that. And we feel offended. Yeah. Why? No, this is not. So it's something like that. If you are offended by the truth, it is even more so our problem. So the thing is also, who says it also matters, right? So that's another thing. If it comes from our guru, we will say, oh yeah, we accept it. But if it comes from somebody else, especially whom we don't like, then we will become offended. Yeah. But if our guru says, then that's why we say correction should be given by a person who has a relationship. Then it can be accepted. If you don't have a relationship with any person and you give them corrective and suggestions, then they may not appreciate it.
But for us, we should accept corrections from wherever it comes from.
Yeah, they say gold should be accepted even from a filthy place. Bilva Mangal Thakur accepted correction even from a prostitute. So if it is correct, then you should accept. But the thing is, it has to be correct. And the whole thing is, whether it is correct or not, who will determine that? From that person's perspective, what he's saying is correct. And from the person who is who is being told, he feels it's incorrect. And that's where sometimes the problem starts. Because you are saying like this, but I don't see it like this. That's all the disagreements that happen. Even when a Vaishnava is purposefully ill-treated, still he will not take offense. Such is the glorious power of tolerance. Often a person may be offended if another corrects him. So Bhakti Charu Maharaj, one time Prabhupada told him that the sign of somebody's spiritual advancement is how humble and tolerant he has become. It's in his memories. So often a person may be offended. Like we say, the greatness of a person is estimated
By how he can tolerate the most provoking situation.
by his ability to tolerate.
Yeah, but like there is something that is offense is taken at the heart level. Let's say somebody is blaspheming or criticizing or disturbing us. Without having bitterness in our heart, we take the measures to safeguard ourselves. So
Yeah,
it's not like we have to be in the association, continue face the issues that they are bombarding us with.
yeah, you have to be peaceful. That you have
In
to.
the heart, we did not take the offense, or we did not have bitterness or
Or
grudge.
sometimes we are quiet outside, but in our heart is full of like. So that's what Devgi Mataji was saying before. That yeah, we are not saying anything, but we have a lot of anger in our heart. But then she said, you should think, what is Krishna trying to teach me? How it can relate to Krishna? What is Krishna trying to teach me? And in this way, if you connect it with Krishna, then you will give up your anger and hatred or whatever it is like that for that person. Something like that she was saying before.
Mm.
Otherwise, we are like a pressure cooker.
Mm.
Inside is all like,
Mm.
but outside we're calm. Yeah, go ahead.
No, but yeah, externally we can take the measures like that snake, right? But cobra story. But inside we should not have any, because it's the inside that what affects our consciousness. Our chanting gets affected, or because we took the offense to our heart.
Yeah. So there is external and internal, right? Externally, can be like the cobra who says, yeah, he's hissing. He doesn't want to bite anybody, but he's hissing so that people will not take undue advantage of him. Yeah, and throw stones. So, yeah. On the other hand, the other situation is like externally you're quiet, but internally you're exploding with anger and hatred. So that's why Krishna says, Raga Dvesha Vimukta. There is all this dvesh also is an obstacle on the path of bhakti. Raga Dvesha Vimukta, one who is freed from.
Yeah, it's like we are having a hot coal and want to throw at others, but it's burning ourselves. All this anger burns us.
Yes. Okay, what is the time? Okay, 2 minutes, we'll finish this. Often a person may be offended if another corrects him. Such a reaction shows even more so how the false ego is at its work. But also, another way you can look at it, that every person has false egos. They always think, I have to correct others. Sometimes we don't see their position and we want to correct everybody. So the Vaishnava etiquette is not observed also. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never corrected who is that who was criticizing him for eating more and
Ramachandrapuri.
Chandrapuri. So that is also there. And sometimes because of false ego, we are always in the mood of like didactic. Didactic means teaching. We want to teach, yeah. This is how it should be done. This is how it should be done. This is how it should be done. As if we are in a superior position and we know everything and we are pure at heart. But there may be the false ego manifesting also, that we are trying to tell, okay, this is how it should be done. So there is also that element also. He or she is taking about the person who is being offended, who is correcting. The person may become offended, the person who is being corrected. But the person who is correcting may also have false ego. So that is there. So rather we should understand. But of course, it doesn't mean we have to be doormat also. They say humility doesn't mean you are a doormat. and people can just do whatever you like. It depends on how you perceive the situation. Rather, we should understand that he who corrects us is our dearmost friend, acting for our true welfare. If they are giving the right advice and they are not envious, he is helping us to improve ourselves. In our attempts to build sheltering relationships, a strong indication for how much we are deeply taking shelter within our heart is whether or not we are eager to accept correction from this person. So she has written another book, Sheltering Relationships. So, yeah, if Guru gives, then we are okay. Oh, yeah, I will take, because we are eager to accept correction from this person. When we allow him to touch on very sensitive points in the innermost core of our, okay, we can finish this paragraph because it's the middle. When we allow him to touch on the very sensitive points in the innermost core of our heart, which we would not want anybody else to touch, then we are taking shelter. The correction may cause some little pain to our false ego, but it is a sweet pain because it comes from our well-wishing, confidential friend. Okay. Nobody likes to be corrected, and especially when there are faults are there. So that's when the problem. Yeah, if you tell somebody, oh, you're talking very harshly or this or that, or now that person may have very good sadhana or they may be very but they are not behaving properly with others, then that person may not take it. So because this is like a very sensitive thing for them or whatever it is, you're eating too much, like something like that, whatever it is. So, or you're not, you're behaving nicely, but you don't have good sadhana. You're not getting up early in the morning. It may be like, not so palatable for that person. You're not chanting your rounds. Yeah. You're not serious about it. And then we feel like, oh,
Yeah, but they also say be strict with yourself and lenient with
lenient
others.
with
It's
others.
how you say it. You can say, it would be very nice. You can try getting up early and chanting. Versus, why aren't you getting up early and chanting? So it's like you should inspire others, not like the surgery successful patient died, right? Like,
Correct. Most people can't take unless, like Vidura came and gave a heavy dose to Dhritarashtra. So sometimes Guru can do that. Sometimes Guru will speak directly without all the embellishments. But because that's what she was saying here. But because that person has a relationship of perceiving that other person as a well-wisher,
well
then
wishing confidential friend.
well-wishing.
Last line.
Yeah.
Yes.
The correction may cause some little pain to a false ego, but it is a sweet pain because it comes from our well-wishing, confidential friend. Yeah. So if you perceive it like that, then you may take it. But generally, yeah, it's
But it's very difficult in this world to have such a friend because you always you can also doubt on this. Does this person has envy towards me? That's why he's speaking like this. I mean, very difficult to have a relationship where you're fully trusting somebody.
that is there. Correct. So it all develops with time and trust and all these things. Then it develops over a period of time. It's not like, okay, so faith develops by experience also. Okay, so we will stop here. We'll continue from here. We can't save this paragraph. We have to start here, right? Is there a way?
You can highlight it with the yellow color.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Just one thing.
Mm,
Click on the yellow color.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then we know when this page will. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind association this morning. And we'll stop here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.